All right, let's dive right into Foghorn Therapeutics. You know, in the biotech world, nothing matters more than cash and catalysts. Well, Foghorn just got a major boost to its bank account, so we're going to break down what that means and how they're planning to put that money to work.
You see a quote like this from the CEO, Adrian Gottschalk, and you know it's about more than just the cash. He's calling it a vote of confidence from the people who really know this space. And that, right there, is a huge signal to the rest of the market.
So, what exactly happened? Well, back in January, Foghorn pulled in a cool $50 million in a new financing round. And get this, it was priced at a premium. That's always what you want to see. Now, that $50 million is a big deal because it brings their total war chest, their total cash and securities to over $208 million. We're not talking about a little top-up here. This is some serious financial firepower. But honestly, this is the number that really matters. The single most important thing for any biotech investor. Runway. With this new cash, Foghorn is funded well into the first half of 2028. That gives them years to execute their plan without worrying about going back to the market.
Okay, so they've got a solid foundation and a really clear runway ahead of them. So what's the game plan? How does this financial security actually shape their strategy?
Well, first, it's about who the money came from. This wasn't just some random financing. We're talking specialists like BVF Partners and their own founding investor, Flagship Pioneering. This is smart money, and it's all designed to let Foghorn go all in on its most promising shots on goal.
And focus is absolutely the key word. You might remember they shut down another program late last year. That decision now looks even smarter, because it means every dollar and every brain cell is now aimed squarely at their proprietary degrader pipeline and their most important partnerships.
All right, so let's talk about the main event. The first place this new strategy and funding is being put to work, their lead drug candidate, FHD-909.
Now, the science behind this is it's really cool. It's based on a concept called synthetic lethality. Here's the simple way to think about it. Some cancer cells have a specific mutation. That mutation makes them totally dependent on a second protein to survive. FHD-909 comes in and just knocks out that second protein. The result? The cancer cell dies, but, and this is the beautiful part, healthy cells are left completely unharmed. It's incredibly targeted.
So the science is great, but is it moving forward? Yes, it is. The Phase 1 human trial is up and running, enrolling patients, with a big focus on non-small cell lung cancer. And what's more, they're already seeing promising preclinical data for using it in combination with other big-name cancer drugs down the line.
And here's a massive piece of the puzzle for investors. Foghorn is not in this alone, not by a long shot. They've got a huge collaboration going with the pharma giant Eli Lilly. They're splitting the costs. They'll sell it together in the U.S. That massively de-risks the whole program.
Okay, so FHD-909 is the lead horse, for sure. But that cash runway we talked about, it's absolutely critical for what's coming up next. A whole pipeline of these next-generation treatments called protein degraders.
And the engine that creates all these new drugs is their own platform, which they call gene traffic control. Think of it like their secret sauce. It's a system for finding weak spots in the machinery that turns our genes on and off, and then building super-specific drugs to attack those weak spots.
So, for anyone watching this company, this is what you care about. When are we going to see some action? Well, Foghorn has laid out a really clear roadmap, and 2026 is packed with potential value-driving events. We're not talking about waiting around for years. We're talking about catalysts just around the corner.
And here's a look at the specifics. Their CBP Degrader program, which is targeting cancers like ER-positive breast cancer, should be IND-ready this year. That means it'll be ready to file with the FDA to start human trials. Plus, you've got 2 other programs hitting major milestones this year too. It's going to be a very, very busy 2026.
So, you've got the money locked down, and you've got the pipeline chugging along. The big question is, how is the market taking all this? Let's take a look.
Well, it seems Wall Street likes what it sees. The analyst response has been super positive. You've seen buy ratings from firms like BTIG, Jefferies, and Stifel. In fact, BTIG even called Foghorn a top pick for the first half of the year, pointing directly to the data that's coming for FHD-909.
In this chart, this really tells the story, doesn't it? It visualizes all that analyst confidence. You can see the stock was recently trading around $5.50, but the pros are setting price targets up at $11 and even $18 a share. That's a lot of potential upside. So it all comes down to this, right? The company has done everything right. They secured their future into 2028. They've laid out a clear path of what's coming in 2026. The stage is perfectly set. Now it's all about execution. Can they turn all this promise into the kind of clinical and market success that everyone is watching for? We're about to find out.